Hello students, this is Abhishek Kinekar and today we will be starting with unit number 5. As everybody can see, the unit number 5 contains this syllabus. We will be discussing a bit of introduction, what exactly we are going to cover in this. Then we will be seeing controlling access to members. We will be discussing something about private, public, protected scopes. Then referring to the current objects members with this reference. So in this topic we will be seeing how this this reference is used for accessing and assigning values to the members in a class. It's not a big deal, but normally while accessing restricted members or while accessing protected or private members, we normally tend to use this reference. Then we will be seeing something about time class case study with overloaded constructors in time class. But before that, before we go on with the overloaded constructors and all those things, we will be seeing, even before first topic, controlling access to members, we will be seeing a basic time class, how it is defined, what exactly we are expecting in this, and what are the basic preliminary requirements to understand the case study which is given in time class case study, overloaded constructor in time class. Then no argument constructor we will be seeing. Then we will be seeing a bit of notes on set and get methods. Actually, the set and get methods in depth were already covered in class. Then we will be seeing something about composition. It's a very interesting topic. This can be basic for your next upcoming unit, that is inheritance. Then we will be seeing something about enumerations, garbage collection, and method finalize. About this garbage collection, I think we have studied everything in detail in our practical slot, practical number 6, garbage collection, and I hope everybody has performed the practical as well. So we will be taking this thing in a brief. After garbage collection and method finalize, we will be seeing static class members, how exactly static class members work, what is the work of static member, or how static keyword helps to retain the previous value even after the resolution of scope. Then we will be seeing about static import, final instance variable, final as in we have seen in previous lectures for making constant values. Then we will be seeing another case study for creating packages and package access. So this is what we are planning to complete in this unit. But before that, as I have said, that we will be going through time class. What exactly is time class? What is expected in that? We will be discussing two methods in time class. First is toUniversal string method and second is toString method. In both the methods, as we all know, that belongs to an object class and we don't need to use object to call these method. In toString method, we will be using another method from string class by the name format. Normally we use it is a static method. We have not used that method in our practical. We know for using a static method you require direct class name dot method name wala format. So we will be using that method as string dot format. Again, both the methods are something like printf or println method with a bit of differences. We will be seeing what exactly those differences are. Apart from that, we will be seeing something about default constructor, then get set methods or getting or setting time, and we will be again revising what exceptions are and how exceptions are thrown with respect to this program, of course. And lastly, we will be seeing the time classes test class, that is a class in which we will be creating object of time and we will be calling all the methods, that is toString, then that toUniversal string methods and constructors as well. Apart from that, before we proceed with this thing, that you can see or you will be seeing that we have created three variables for hour, minute and second, and we tend to manipulate these variable manually. But you don't need to do this thing each and every time again and again. Of course, being a part of syllabus, you have to study, you have to prepare for your examinations and so. But let me just give you one more information regarding it. In Java Software Edition 8 and above, this date and time API, date and time application program interface, has been given in another different class, so that you don't need to manipulate everything manually. These things have been taken care of in Java SE 8 and onwards, and they have introduced java.time class there for all those functionalities which we will be discussing, we will be using, or we will be modifying in this syllabus. Those have already been implemented in java.time class, and you can of course you can anytime download, or I hope the newer version of your IDE, Java 8.6 or so is, I think, you are using. So just check it out. Java.time class is already present over there, so you don't need to worry about it, but you have to focus on this topic as well, just because this is a part of syllabus. So let us start our unit with the basic time class case study. Of course, after that, when we will be discussing overloaded constructors, I will be skipping through few of the contents, because I am taking that content right now. Correct. So while discussing the case study, I will be skipping few of the contents, and just be here with the lecture, and just see what you understand out of it. Okay, so what we are going to discuss in this time class case study, first is we will be creating one class by the name time1. After this declaration, we will be declaring three variables in it. Let us just say r, minute and second. R value can be, as everybody knows, it will be ranging from 0 to 23. Minute value will be ranging from 0 to 59. Second value will be again be ranging from 0 to 69. It will be UTF. UTF stands for Universal Time Format. 24-hour clock वाला जो format होता है, we will be using that format for time1 declaration. Then time1 will be containing public methods like setTime and two universal string and toString. We will be seeing how two universal string and toString will be used. What we are planning is setTime method will be used again for setting the time. We will be asking user to send values to setTime methods. Those H, M and S that user sends, we will be initializing our minute and second by those values H, M and S. Of course, we will be seeing this thing again in detail when we go through a program. This will be a task of setTime. Of course, you can use a default constructor here as well. Parameterized constructor here as well. So you have an option. Either you can go for a parameterized constructor, or you can go for setTime method. After that, we will be seeing two methods, that is two universal string. First, in this method, we are planning to print your complete time in 24-hour format. That means if we are talking about time like 1 PM, it will be displayed as 13:00:00. So likewise in 24-hour clock format, and in toString format we will be trying to display the actual time, that is 13:00:00 wala time we will be trying to display it in 12-hour clock format, that is 1 and with PM or AM. So let us just see how these things work out. Apart from that, method setTime will be throwing an exception as well. So we will be seeing again how setTime will be throwing an exception. Particularly about this class, why do we require exception? We simply require exception because if user gives time out of range, that means less than 0 or greater than 59 for hour and second, and greater than 24 for minute and second, and greater than 24 for hour, then your program should indicate it, should find it out, and should throw an exception. If the value of hour is 25, then it should throw an exception. If the value of minute or second is greater than 59, it should throw an exception. So for that we are using exception handling mechanism over here. Then, as we have discussed, method to universal string and toString. These are again just to print the values. The method format is similar to system.out.printf, as we have already discussed, except that format returns a formatted string rather than displaying it in command window. What does printf do? It simply displays it in command window. What does these two methods do, universal string and toString? They return formatted string. And how do they return formatted string? We will be seeing it in our complete discussion. Then another is method toString. As we have said that in method toString we will be trying to display our time in 12-hour clock with AM and PM as postfixes. So for that we will be using a very simple logic. Whatever time they have given, for hour we will be taking mod 12, and for hour minute and second we will be taking for only hour we will be taking mod 12, and for minute and second we will not be doing anything. We will be simply displaying them as it is. So only a 12-hour format will be done. So very simple, very primitive, and very easygoing program will be discussed henceforth. So let us just see how things work out. This slide number 4 shows the actual time1 class. Now let us just go through this in detail. What does this class tells you? This class tells us that there are 3 private variables. All the 3 private variables are of type integer. One is hour, first is hour, second is minute, and third is second. Again, I don't need to repeat this thing again, that these 3 are integer variable. They can take any value within the range of integers. But what we are interested in, we are only interested in finite limited range of values. That is, for hour I am interested in only 0 to 23 wala range. For minute I am only interested in 0 to 59 wala range, and for second I am only interested in 0 to 59 wala range. So even if user have a facility to give any random integer for hour, minute and second, it's our responsibility to develop a logic in such a way that any value less than 0 and greater than 23 for hour, any value less than 0 and greater than 59 for hour should not be entertained. So for that we are going to use exception handling mechanism. How? Let us just take a look at it. Let us just see how time1 class has been used or declared. Time1 class has been declared in line 1. In line 2, 3, 4 you have declared 3 integer variables, hour, minute and second. As simple as that. No big rocket science is involved in it. Next line is after 2 comments, public void set time. This set time method asks user to give 3 integers. First integer will be in h, second integer will be in m, third integer will be in s. This h, m and s values will be given by user. These values will be given by user in test class, and the test class will be giving the control to this class as set time method. तो जो भी values user देगा h, m और s में, these value will be we will be initializing our hour, minute and second by using these values. But before we initialize our variables hour, minute and second by using h, m and s, we need to validate these values. And how do we validate? We simply use if condition statement. What are we checking in if condition statement? It's extremely simple. We are checking only a very simple thing, whether the hour value lies between 0 and 23 or not. If hour value is greater than 0 and less than 24, then it is permissible. If minute value is greater than 0 and greater than equal to 0 and less than 60, it is permissible. If second value is greater than or equal to 0 and less than 60, then it is permissible. And they are permissible means they will be initializing hour, they will be initializing minute and second variables. Clear? If one of these condition fails in if condition statement, then your complete if condition statement fails and you go to else part. That simply means if user by mistake or intentionally gives hour value greater than 24 or less than 0 and minute value in the same range, the if condition gets failed and your control will be thrown to else portion. In else portion, what exactly we are doing? In else portion, we are throwing an exception. As you can see, we have written throw new illegal argument exception. Throw new illegal argument exception. And what have we written in that illegal argument exception? Hour, minute and or second were out of range. That means if your if condition fails, this exception will be thrown and hour, minute and slash or second were out of range will be printed. So I think up to this part we have No rocket science involved. We are simply asking user for 3 values HMS. We are checking their validity and we are just initializing our private variable hour, minute and second with HMS. If they are out of range, we will be throwing an exception and we will be proceeding further. So I hope there are no confusions involved in this slide. Let us just go to the next one. Now let us just discuss two methods. First method is public string to universal string and second method is public string to string. As the line itself says, method name is to universal string. It returns a string formatted output. I repeat, what does it do? This method takes no argument, as we can all see, and returns a string in UTF, that is universal time format, consisting of 2 digits each for hour, minute and seconds. That means दो डिजिट के आवर, मिनट और सेकंड्स ये प्रिंट करेगा. That means if time is 1:30:07 PM, 1:30:07, then this method would return 13:13 30 minutes and 07. That means 13:30:07. That means ये क्या रिटर्न करेगा? ये 24 आवर वाला फॉर्मेट, टाइम फॉर्मेट रिटर्न करेगा एंड 2 डिजिट्स का ये देगा. एवरी आवर, मिनट एंड सेकंड विल बी कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ 2 digits. And how do we write or how do we make this thing happen? By simply using one method, static method from string class. And what is that static method from string class is known as? It is known as format. So what exactly we are doing? String dot format को हम लोग कॉल कर रहे हैं. Done. And जो भी string dot format अपना काम करेगा, we will be returning it as a output of 2 universal string. And what exactly we have written in that? Percentage, that is percent sign 0 to D. That means percent D, of course you already know that percent D is for integer display, formatted integer display. 2 stands for only for 2 digits. Then same is for hour, same is for minute and same is for second. So whatever time you have been supplied, that time will be initialized in hour, minute and second by using set method. और वो जो set method में सेट किया हुआ टाइम है वो हम लोग यहाँ पर सिर्फ डिस्प्ले कर रहे हैं. नो बिग डील. मेन प्रोग्राम से या फिर टेस्ट क्लास से जो भी HMS की वैल्यू भेजी जाएगी वो HMS की वैल्यू वैलिडेट करके सेट टाइम मेथड आवर, मिनट, सेकंड को इनिशियलाइज करेगा. जो आवर, मिनट, सेकंड इनिशियलाइज हुए हैं वो एज इट इज़ 24 आवर टाइम फॉर्मेट में यहाँ पर डिस्प्ले होंगे. नो बिग डील. डन. लेट अस कम टू नेक्स्ट मेथड. The next method is toString method. As in previous we have discussed about toString method in detail. Again it is again a method from object class. You don't need to create an object and call this method using by an object. You can directly call toString method. And what we are doing in this toString method, हमने बोला था कि we want 12 hour time format. We want 12 hour time should be printed apart from 24 hour time. So what we are doing is we are simply checking whether your time lies between 0 to 12 or not. If it lies between 0 to 12, we will be displaying as it is. Otherwise, we will be taking mod of your hour and then we will be displaying it. And what will be happening after that? Let us just say दोपहर के 2 बजे हैं. So for दोपहर के 2, you will be supplying time as 14. And then in toString method that 14 will be checked whether it lies between 0 and 12. No, it does not lie between 0 and 12. So what we will be doing? We will be taking mod 12 of 14. So what is 14 mod 12? 14 mod 12 is 2 and 2 will be printed. पक्का? So likewise अगर मैंने 14 पास किया तो it will be printing 2. अगर मैंने 15 पास किया it will be printing 3. अगर मैंने 23 पास किया it will be printing 11. Done? So likewise हम लोग 24 hour time को 12 hour time में convert करने की सोच रहे हैं. And how exactly we are doing it? Let us again go through the method and let us just see. क्या लिखा है हम लोगों ने? Again string dot format bracket में %d %2d. Now why we have written %d over here? Because we don't want leading zeros in here. If there are any zeros, we don't want any leading zeros. अगर समय 2 बजे का है तो I don't want 02 to be printed. I want only 2 to be printed. So that is the reason I have directly written %d. भैया जो है as it is print करो. Done. But this is not the case for second and minute. So for that I have written 0 to 02. Done. Okay, then we have written if hour lies between 0 or 12, then we will be printing 12. Correct? That means if somebody wants to print exact दिन की शुरुआत 12 AM, done. So for that he will be passing value as 000000. So if value is passed as HMS as 000000, they will be initializing our minute second as 000000. So in that case हम लोग क्या बताएंगे कि अभी 12 बजे हैं. So for that what do we want to print? If our value is 0 or 12, we will be printing 12. For rest all values we will be taking mod and taking the and printing the mod value. It's as simple as that. Done. Then after that we will be printing minutes as it is, seconds as it is, and we will be just checking R value, original R value. If it is less than 12, then we will be printing AM. If it is greater than 12, we will be printing PM. That means if you pass 14, PM will be printed. If you pass 2, AM will be printed. As simple as that. So this is basically what we intend to do in time class. No big deal up to this point. Now let us just see how this functionality works out. What we did, we simply created a class. We simply created 3 variables. We created a set method containing 3 variables containing or asking for 3 values H, M and S from user. User will be sending H, M and S. With respect to those H, M and S, we will be validating those values, whether those values lie between a valid range or not, are 0 to 24 and 0 to 59 for minutes and second. If they lie within the range, we will be initializing our private variables. Otherwise, we will be simply throwing an exception by saying our minute and second were out of range. Done. After that, we will be displaying the time in 24-hour format by using 2 universal string method, and we will be displaying the same time in 12-hour format by using 2 string method. In both these methods, we will be using static string method, that is string.format. Clear? So this is what time 1 class looks like. Now let us just talk about the test class to test all these methodologies or to test all these methods. It's extremely simple. Public class time 1 test. In this test class we will be opening our main method, that is public static void main string args and all those things. The first thing is we will be creating object of time. Why do we require object of time? Because we have set method, and to call those set method, that set method we require an object of time 1 class. So again in line number 3, time 1 time equal to new time 1. That means time 1 class का time नाम का object बनाया है. We have initialized it with the instance of time 1. Done? Okay. Now let us just try and see what is happening. System.out.print out, system.out.print initial universal time is system.out.println time to universal string. See, no value has been passed, so default they are initialized with 0 0 0. So hour is 0 0, minute is 0 0, second is 0 0. So 24 आवर टाइम में जब हम लोग प्रिंट करेंगे तो 24 आवर टाइम क्या प्रिंट होगा? 0 0 0 0 0 0, ऑफ कोर्स सेपरेटेड विद कॉलन 0 0 कॉलन 0 0 कॉलन 0 0 कॉलन. डन. नाउ वी विल बी प्रिंटिंग दैट सेम टाइम इन स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट, दैट इज 0 0 0 0 0 0, मतलब एग्जैक्टली 12 AM हुए हैं. तो हम लोग हाउ डू वी प्रिंट इट? We will be passing the same values. We will be calling that method time dot to string. So this to string method क्या करेगा? पहले चेक करेगा वैल्यू क्या है, 0 या 12 है क्या? हाँ है, तो it will be printing 12, and then whether r lies will be r value lies less than 0 or greater than 0. So we have passed 0, default initialization है, so it is less than 0, so it will be printing am. So to string का output क्या होगा? 12 कोलन 0 0 कोलन 0 0 AM. डन. हम लोगों ने क्या किया है? हम लोगों ने टाइम 1 का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया है, अभी तक सेट मेथड कॉल नहीं किया है. दैट मीन्स डिफ़ॉल्ट बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट आवर मिनट एंड सेकंड आर इनिशियलाइज टू 0 0, है ना. हम लोग वो वैल्यू प्रिंट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं इन 24 आवर फॉर्मेट और 12 आवर फॉर्मेट. सो इन 24 आवर फॉर्मेट व्हाट डू वी हैव एन आउटपुट एज? वी हैव एन आउटपुट एज 0 0 कोलन 0 0 कोलन 0 0. और स्टैंडर्ड टाइम फॉर्मेट में हमारा आउटपुट क्या आएगा? टू स्ट्रिंग मेथड कॉल करने के बाद 12 कोलन 0 0 कोलन 0 0 AM. So this is what is expected. I want you all to go through this PPT. Of course, everybody has this PPT. I want you all to copy this program as it is, paste it in IDE and check whether the output is coming or not. Done. After that we are setting time manually. अब हम लोग H, M और S इसकी वैल्यूज मैन्युअली पास कर रहे हैं. दैट इज टाइम डॉट सेट टाइम हम लोग मेथड कॉल कर रहे हैं एंड वी आर सेटिंग टाइम एज 13, 27, 6. नाउ 13 इज आवर वैल्यू, 27 इज मिनट वैल्यू एंड 6 इज सेकेंड्स वैल्यू. सो 13 यूनिवर्सल टाइम फॉर्मेट में क्या प्रिंट होना चाहिए? 13:27:6 06. और 12 आवर फॉर्मेट में क्या प्रिंट होना चाहिए? 1:27:6 06 PM. करेक्ट. सो लेट अस जस्ट सी हाउ थिंग्स वर्क आउट. जैसे ही मैंने यहाँ पर टाइम डॉट सेट टाइम बोला है, H वैल्यू इज गिवन एज 13, M वैल्यू इज गिवन एज 27 एंड S वैल्यू इज गिवन एज 6. ये सेट टाइम आपके क्लास का सेट टाइम मेथड कॉल करेगा. यहाँ पर H, M, S वैलिडेट किए जाएंगे. वेदर H इज वैलिड, yes H इज वैलिड, M and S, yes both are valid. So hour will be taking value as 13, minute will be taking value as 27 and second will be taking value as 6. So no exception will be fired over here. Correct. And then 12 आवर में वो 13:27:6 प्रिंट होगा. स्टैंडर्ड टाइम में वो 1:27:6 PM प्रिंट होगा. डन. ये जब हम लोग सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंटलन 2 यूनिवर्सल स्ट्रिंग कॉल करेंगे और 2 स्ट्रिंग कॉल करेंगे तो हम लोगों को ये आउटपुट्स मिल जाएंगे. अब हम लोग काम करते हैं थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ वाला. नाउ वी इंटेंशनली पास रॉन्ग वैल्यूज. लेट अस जस्ट सी हाउ एक्सेप्शन हैंडलिंग पोर्शन वर्क्स आउट. So we are sending illegal values through try block. Why do we require try block? So that even after illegal values, your execution should not stop. Your execution should continue. So for that exception handling mechanism, we will be using try block. And in try block, we pass illegal values to set time method. Done. And which values I am passing? 99, 99, 99. Of course, all values are out of range. तो क्या होगा? And we will be catching this thing as illegal argument exception E. In this exception. And what are we printing? जैसे ही ये illegal time मतलब यहाँ पे हम लोग पास करेंगे, आप लोगों को आउटपुट में क्या दिखेगा? जैसे ही illegal टाइम पास हुआ है वहाँ पर एक्सेप्शन आएगा आवर, मिनट एंड स्लैश और सेकंड वॉज आउट ऑफ रेंज. डन. तो हमारा जो एरर मैसेज था गेट मैसेज में हम लोगों ने लिखा था एक्सेप्शन का, वो गेट मैसेज का मैसेज हम लोगों को यहाँ पर डिस्प्ले होगा. डन. और उसके बाद व्हाट वी एग्जैक्टली आर गोइंग टू डू, वी आर अगेन प्रिंटिंग दी वैल्यूज़. तो जैसे ही मेरे एक्सेप्शन वाली वैल्यू आई, वो एक्सेप्शन वाली वैल्यू हम लोग डिस्कार्ड आउट कर देंगे और जो प्रीवियस वैलिड वैल्यूज़ थी वो प्रीवियस वैलिड वैल्यूज़ यहाँ पर फिर से डिस्प्ले होगी. कौन सी? वो 1:27 PM वाला, वो यहाँ पे फिर से डिस्प्ले होगा. सो दिस इज़ हाउ योर कंप्लीट टाइम क्लास वर्क्स आउट. सो बिफोर वी गो फॉर नेक्स्ट टॉपिक दैट इज़ कंट्रोलिंग एक्सेस मेंबर, जैसे हम लोगों ने वहाँ पे किया था प्राइवेट क्लास में, सॉरी प्राइवेट वेरिएबल हम लोगों ने वहाँ पर यूज़ किए थे. सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम पब्लिक एंड प्राइवेट हम लोग आगे में जाके प्रोटेक्टेड भी देखने वाले हैं. बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दोज वेरिएबल्स हम लोग यहाँ पर एक नया कीवर्ड के बारे में भी डिस्कस करेंगे नेक्स्ट टॉपिक में. कंट्रोलिंग एक्सेस मेंबर्स में एक दिस नाम का हमारा कीवर्ड रहेगा. सो वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट दैट दिस कीवर्ड एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स इन आर नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. So for that we will be stopping here itself.